Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Student Spotlight, where we showcase some of the work our past students have done. I'm Ingrid. I'm one of the outreach coordinators here at CCIR, and it is our pleasure to have Aybike with us today, who is one of our Future Scholars Program students. To start off, Aybike, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what year of high school you're in, and a little bit about the course you took?
Yeah, hello, my name is Aybike and I'm a rising senior at Jalol Anatolian High School in Istanbul, Turkey. And I'm interested in economics. That's why I wanted to conduct a research on CCIR in the field of behavioral economics. And yeah.
Can you tell us about how you found CCIR? Like, what made you want to do the program with CCIR specifically?
Yeah. Actually, like conducting a research was a plan on my mind, like that I've been thinking on for a long time, and I was like trying to figure out ways how to do it. And then I encountered CCIR, and it was really interesting to see that a program was offering me like and research opportunity with one of the best professors or TAs in the world from Cambridge. So I was really excited when I heard that, and I applied for the program, and it was a really rigorous application process. So I was really happy when I got in. And yeah, actually, like conducting research was something that I've been thinking on, and CCIR offered me a really reliable research process. That's why I actually wanted to do it with CCIR.
Mm-hmm. And did you have any exposure to your chosen topic, behavioral economics, before CCIR, or was this kind of your first kind of exposure into this topic?
Yeah, actually, I believe that I have like a good amount of knowledge about economics, but actually, behavioral economics was really new for me because my all that I know was about conventional economics, and it was really challenging at first because what behavioral economics actually does is to try to explain why conventional economics fails sometimes. I mean, why it can't explain the choices we make every time. So it was really, I think, broad-minded to see something different than I already knew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I actually don't know anything about behavioral economics because it's not something like even if you take economics in school, like it's not really like as touched upon as like general like economics topics. So now we're going to shift into your research paper a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about what you wanted to research? And yeah, let's start from there.
Yeah, actually, I'm interested in also like environmental economics. That's why although I started participating in a program under the like field of behavioral economics, I always like was reading about environmental economics. Actually, it was a topic that has been confusing me for a long time. So when I learned some basic information about behavioral economics, and I actually loved it, I decided to combine these two fields together. So I wanted to research actually why people participate in pro-environmental behaviors or why they don't. And I tried to explain it through the lens of the behavioral economics. So I wanted to, because I know that conventional economics is not always sufficient to explain or bring a light to this issue. So I decided to analyze it by using the tools of the behavioral economics.
Mm-hmm. And did you, so I'm guessing like it sounds like you had a pretty good idea of like you wanted to do something related to pro-environmental or environmental economics. Did you have the help of your TA or your mentor to narrow down on your topic and like did they like how did they assist you with like having the tools to conduct your research?
Yeah, at first I had a lot of ideas. Like I knew I wanted to do something about environment and behavioral economics. So at first I came up with a lot of ideas and they were really overwhelming. So I asked my TA, like, I can't decide which topic to choose because there are so many things that I want to research, but I didn't know which one is exactly suitable for me to conduct a research on. He helped me finding the topic that I really can research and really can find some answers to. So what he basically told me to do was, and helped me to do was, create a mind map. And he said, like, okay, you need to you need to be more specific. You need to be more specific about what you do. So he really helped me about like literature review. I can say that. Like he said, you need to read a lot of paper, and he introduced us to AI tools that we can use to like read papers quickly, like how we can find the really papers that can really help us. Like, there are tons of research papers out there, and if you really need to find a good topic that interests you, you need to be sure that your research topic is unique. So he told us that, yeah, you need to read a lot of papers, and he taught us how to do it quickly and actually efficiently, because you just don't use AI tools. You actually try to understand the paper and get the key idea. And our professor really helped us to understand the basic topics of the behavioral economics. So, like, I knew not anything about behavioral economics, but after the lectures that I took from him, I understood actually what behavioral economics is and how can I integrate it into my research paper. Yeah, that was actually how they basically assisted me.
So it sounds like it was for your paper specifically, it was more of a literature review. Did you also conduct like other research methods or experiments or kind of interviews for your specific topic?
Yeah, I actually use secondary data. So secondary data is different from primary data. So I did not directly involve into the data collection process. Instead, I used another data that I found from another research paper. So my TA helped me to integrate that secondary data to my research paper, which can be really hard sometimes because you're not actually conducting the experiment yourself, so you don't have that all knowledge about how the research was conducted, but it is possible to understand it from the research paper or what the resource you use. It doesn't matter, but it's really important to understand the research, understand the resource, and have the like person or researcher who conducted the research has done that. So my TA helped me to use that data, integrate that data into my research paper, which can be really hard because that data were collected for so different reasons, but I use it for a completely different aim. So I did not conduct like a survey or something, but I use secondary data.
Yeah, and I was just thinking that that's also such a like exposure for you to see like the different type of like what people gather the data for and like the different types of research and experiments that, you know, researchers do. So yeah, like even collecting secondary data and making sense of everything and tying everything together is like a skill of its own. So, what are some key takeaways or impacts from your research that you discovered through your research that you can share with the audience?
Yeah, I think one of the first things would be that you really need to be mindful while doing your research process. Like, you need to really grasp the key ideas, key concepts about the field you're working on. So I think economics is a really hard area in that particular process because there are just so many concepts. There are so many topics, and they all some kind of way like differ from each other. There are so many fields, and I think you need to really be mindful about that pre-research process. Like you really need to deep dive into the topics and gain some insights about what you want to work on. I think that's really important, as I understood from the lectures that I took. And secondly, you really need to be organized. Like there are so many things to do. There are so many parts to write in your research paper. You really need to organize and like, okay, I'm going to write my introduction, abstract, and literature review. So you need to do all of them step by step with your mentor. That's what I've done. Finally, I can say that you need to read a lot, but you can do it with you can do it more basically by using technology. I think CCR also taught me how to use technology because I had no idea about how to use some tools with my computer. So, like, if I were to conduct a research paper on my own, I think I would have to spend like maybe months or a year. But with CCR, I had the chance to complete it in a shorter amount of time, and I think that was because of they taught me how to use technology.
Yeah, I just like hearing you say the entire process. I honestly can't even begin to like know how to synthesize like everything you read and like kind of, go about it. So it sounds like, even in the 13 weeks program, you're able to learn like the entire research process, and take that along with you as you, progress into your last year of school, high school and university and beyond. What is the next for your paper? Do you think you're going to continue working on it, or are you working towards publishing it if that's what you choose?
I completed my research paper and I already edited it, so I'm considering publishing process. But I think what CCR taught me was like beyond that. It's just not about publishing. I think it's about learning and improving yourself. So I think I will write other research papers as well, like another research paper, and not maybe especially in the field of economics, which I actually would love to, but maybe also in other fields that I have curiosity on. Like I can learn things that I need to learn about a field, and then I can use those information, like pieces of information I've learned from CTR, and conduct other research papers, because I basically learned how to conduct a research paper ethically. So I learned the fundamentals. That's why I'm actually like improving myself about writing research papers. So I want to write new research papers. I think
That's
that's
great
the
to hear.
road I will take.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. And that's something I didn't really think about is like, other than aside from CCIR, the organization helping you like connect you with like world-class mentors and TAs and like kind of assisting you with like publishing your first paper, you're also just learning the fundamental skills to kind of do this, be like beyond the class. And you can do it, whenever. So that's a really great point to highlight. So now we're shifting to the last part of the episode. We would love to hear about your general experiences with CCIR. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and also how it was like doing a high level research project like this as a high school student?
I mean, I really enjoyed the process of writing research paper with CCIR, because I have never done that before. So I had never done that before. So it was a brand new experience. I think what CCIR really was helpful about was like the help of TA and professors. Like I didn't know behavioral economics, so it was a new experience to get to know the fundamentals of behavioral economics. I think there were times that I was so confused and I didn't know what to do, because I had never done that before. So I didn't know how to write a research paper, how to organize it, and how to integrate different fields together, like how to synthesize them and how to, for instance, integrate the secondary data on my paper. So I think it was really helpful to feel like there's somebody that can help you, and that says that like you can do it. And I think, yeah, the best part was the mentorship part. Like they always said that they would help me. I think that was that's a really good feeling while you're doing something that you had never done before. So I really like that. And about like my general experience in CCIR, I think, as I said before, I think the most valuable thing that I gained was to learn how to conduct a research and how to write a research paper. I've learned how to be organized and how to use my time efficiently, because it is not an easy task to complete your research paper in 13 weeks. I think this is also a good thing to learn. And besides that, I really enjoyed the interaction with the professor. Like, I mean, I live in Turkey, but I can still take a lecture from from a behavioral economics professor, or like doctor in Cambridge or Oxford. Like my I think a mentor was from Oxford. So it is a really good, experience to know that the world is not that big. Actually, it's pretty small, because you can still live in another country and, be in an academic interaction with someone living in another country. I think CCIR really boosted my confidence about that. I can achieve a lot of things, and yeah, it doesn't matter where you are.
And like you're essentially taking a university level class as a high school student, and like you are also doing it in 13 weeks. So it's definitely a very rigorous program, and it takes a lot of dedication and time management to do it on top of your classes. So honestly, congratulations for, completing this and like learning everything that you did. It really is not an easy feat. Um, for your Future Scholars Program, can you talk about what it was like to be in a class with other students, where everyone could have like different interests or topics? How is it navigating everyone's different kind of areas of interest?
I think it was really good. Like, I don't know, I felt really engaged when I encountered with students from other countries, because here I don't get the chance to interact with a lot of people from different cultures, from different backgrounds, and with different. Of course, there are people with different interests, but not everyone is interested in economics like me. But there, I think everyone had this intellectual curiosity towards economics, but at the same time, they were handling it from different perspectives, because they live different lives, they had different cultural backgrounds. So I think it was really good for my own research project either, because I learned a lot of things from them, and we shared our research papers during our TA sessions. So, for instance, I didn't know how to exactly structure my research paper. I learned that from another friend of mine. I didn't know how to find research papers quickly. So another friend gave me a tip and like shared me a website that I can easily find research papers from different fields. So I think it was really helpful to have them in the program. So I think as much as the professors or TAs, they were part of my research paper. Like maybe they did not directly contribute to my research paper, but they really broadened my horizon, and they really helped me through this process with their ideas.
Because everyone is kind of in the same position, like everyone's learning. So I think it really has like, I think the Future Scholars Program has that added like peer kind of sharing knowledge and resource that maybe you don't get as much in the other program. So my last question for you before we end is, do you have any advice for our listeners or students who are interested in the program, or anything you would like to share about the value you received from doing this program as a high school student?
I think, as you said before, this program requires a lot of dedication and time management skills. even if you're not that good at managing your time, I think you really need to be dedicated to learn how to manage your time. So if they want to participate in this program, they should be really willing to do it. And I don't know, I think they should also be prioritizing it, because that's what I've done. I mean, I had classes, of course, I studied my classes, but I, instead of spending my time on internet or something like that, I was reading research papers, doing literature review. So I think it really requires dedication. Secondly, I think they should listen to their TAs, their mentors, because they tell you like you should be doing this now, or you should be in this process now, because it can be too late. 13 weeks is not that much. It just passes too quickly. So they need to be listening their mentors. And what I've learned was, I think, as I said before, time management, and as a value, I think listening others and valuing their opinions was really important for me during this program, because, as I said before, I learned a lot of things from them. And besides that, I think it's really important to, like, while conducting a research, it's crucial to be mindful and be open to new areas. Like, don't fall in love with the first idea you have. Make a lot of research, because maybe you'll find a better idea, or you will improve your idea. So I think you should not just, okay, I found my idea and I'll write about it. Instead, you should be, I think, like, learning from your classmates, and you should be learning from other research papers you have read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Those are really great insights and, experiences that you've learned from CCIR. That would conclude our episode for today. Thank you so much, Aybike, for joining us and for sharing your experience with our listeners. And honestly, congratulations on completing such a rigorous program on top of being, a high school student and your regular high school duties. And best of luck with all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much for having me.